Welcome back to Let's Talk Superheroes. Today, we're going to be breaking down the entire Marvel Studios Hall H panel at San Diego Comic-Con. We're going to be talking about everything from start to finish, from Captain America Brave New World all the way to Avengers Secret Wars, because there's a lot to break down. There was a lot shown. It's been a little bit of kind of a simpler year for Marvel, but Kevin Feige, he starts off this presentation by walking out on stage, and he says that they're really going to be focusing on three Marvel projects, and that is Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four. Now, they start off by bringing up the entire cast of Captain America Brave New World, and Kevin Feige really says that Captain America Brave New World, they're really trying to focus and hone in and have a more grounded aspect of this film, very similar to The Winter Soldier, because obviously a lot of people like that more grounded and serious tone, myself included. Now, they are trying to hype things up for this. They're trying to get everyone excited. It comes out February of next year. And yeah, man, they're really putting their marbles into this one. The cast walks out on stage, like I said. Tim Blake Nelson, he teases that they've written a great story for him as the leader. And, with this film, they're really trying to, build things out, expand upon the kind of street level side of the MCU. And bringing the leader back is, I think, a great decision because we haven't seen him since the Incredible Hulk all the way back in 2009. So it's been a long time, but I'm glad to see him back. There was some footage shown for this movie, and from what we can tell, I wasn't there personally, but from the descriptions, it says that Harrison Ford was seen directly talking about the Celestial Tiamat from the end of Eternals, and a lot of good resources are coming out from Tiamat, and it looks like a lot of countries are going to be fighting over those resources. But the main resource coming out of the Celestial is adamantium. I'm sure you all know what adamantium is. It's, the metal that, consists of Wolverine's claws. It's, it flows throughout his body. It's a very strong material, and a lot of countries probably want to get their hands on it so that they can rival Wakanda, because we've known from Wakanda Forever that a lot of, foreign countries are trying to get their hands on vibranium because they don't want Wakanda to be as powerful as they are. So it looks like a lot of people are going to be fighting over the adamantium that is in the Celestial Tiamat. So that is very interesting and fun to finally have confirmed. So, obviously that sets up the mutants in the future. Maybe that's where, Stryker gets adamantium, and maybe we see him, experiment on Logan. Who knows what they're going to do? Or are they going to already have Wolverine established as a character? We don't know. But I'm sure we will find out after the multiverse saga. I think that's when they are going to do the mutants. I think they're going to finish up the multiverse saga, then move in to the mutant saga, which is going to be awesome because look at how Deadpool and Wolverine has been received. People are so excited to see Wolverine back, Ryan Reynolds back. So I cannot wait for the mutants. It's going to be crazy. But at the end of the clip that they showed, Harrison Ford's Thaddeus Ross turns into Red Hulk. He's giving a presentation in front of the White House, and I guess something upsets him. I don't know, but he hulks out into the Hulk, and we get our first full-on look at the Hulk. There is no pictures online from what I know. I haven't seen anything, but the people that were there described him as, he looked exactly like Harrison Ford, and he had these yellow eyes and black hair. So I'm excited for it. I can't wait for us to get our first look at Harrison Ford as, Red Hulk. We got a glimpse of him in the first trailer for Captain America Brave New World, but we haven't seen like the full-on look at him. So I'm so excited that they're kind of bringing in more Hulks. In She-Hulk, we had She-Hulk, we had Scar, and now we're getting Red Hulk. So I'm excited to see the Hulks kind of expand, and we're getting more from them because the Hulks are just so freaking awesome. Yeah, like I said, the cast is on stage, and Giancarlo Esposito finally reveals who he will be playing, and it is Sidewinder. He is like the leader of the Serpent Society, but it's a little bit different. He's not really like, he doesn't look like the Sidewinder from the comics, as you can see on the screen. This is what Sidewinder looks in the comics. This is Giancarlo in the actual film, so it definitely looks like they're taking a different approach to Sidewinder from the comics, but it is what it is. I'm sure it'll fit the story, and it will be, I'm sure it'll be good. I'm excited to see what they do with it. I don't really know what his character is going to be like in the actual film from what we've seen in the trailer, So I'm excited to see that. And also there was some like set photos. I think it was Seth Rollins. I could be wrong. I don't really know, but I believe he was playing a member of the Serpent Society. So I wonder if they're still going to use that, because apparently that was like not fake, but like scrapped from the film. So I don't know if they will be adapting that or not. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but it looks like they are bringing in the Serpent Society. And I believe Captain America Civil War, before it was Civil War, it was supposed to be like a Serpent Society film, but obviously they ended up changing it to Civil War. So it looks like they are, doing a Serpent Society type of film. But that's basically it for the Captain America Brave New World footage. Then they bring out Thunderbolts. There's Harrison Ford as Red Hulk. But yeah, then they bring out the cast of Thunderbolts, and we see David Harbour dressed up as Red Guardian. This is a new costume. We have not seen him wear this costume before. In my personal opinion, I think it's pretty ugly. I liked the first costume that we got with David Harbour in like the Black Widow movie. It's also just like different from the that's a little far. It's also just different from the original concept art that we got from Thunderbolts, with all of them standing, in the shot. It is different from that costume as well. So it's a completely new costume. It looks interesting, that's for sure. He kind of looks like a football player, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see in the actual film, what that's for and stuff like that. So we'll wait and see, I guess. But moving on, we do have, give me 1 second. I need to see here. There we go. I think we are actually live now, which is good. Okay, cool. So now we have the Thunderbolts on stage. They come on stage. They start talking about their characters, yada, yada, yada. I don't think anybody really cares about that. But they did reveal a first trailer for the Thunderbolts, and it wasn't revealed to the public. It was only for the attendees. But we do have a description of the trailer, and it describes Yelena visiting Red Guardian in his apartment. She calls him Dad. She says that, the only reason for her to live is killing people, which is interesting, but she's an assassin, so it makes sense. Apparently, we get a shot of Ghost in a new costume. We did get a new costume of Ghost. I believe it was revealed in some behind the scenes footage, or not footage, leaked images from the set of Thunderbolts. That's where we got Ghost in like a new costume. I believe it was like black or gray or something like that. I don't really like it. I liked the original one better, but I don't know. Maybe it'll look better in post-production. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it looks like all of the Thunderbolts are assigned on a mission separately. They do not know that they are on the same mission, but they basically go to where they are holding Sentry. And, you know, that's when they all find out that they've been sent there separately. And I guess they have to team up and figure out who sent them there, why they've been sent there. You know, it's kind of like a death mission almost, which that's what the Thunderbolts are for. So it's going to be very interesting to see how all that plays out. But it looks like Yelena gets sent there. She finds John Walker, and then they find Ghost, and then they all get like locked in the room together with Sentry. So it's going to be interesting to see all of that play out. But I'm very interested for it. I like the Thunderbolts from the comics. I hope they can make it interesting enough, because the cast is all just like super soldiers. They are not like super powerful beings. And if Sentry is the main villain of the Thunderbolts film, I have no idea how they're going to be able to stop Sentry. Maybe Red Hulk gets involved, or Abomination, or something along those lines. I don't know, but still, I don't think that's enough to beat Sentry, because Sentry is pretty damn powerful, if you didn't know. But anyway, that wraps up the Thunderbolts panel. Then we get Fantastic Four. Yes, sir. Matt Shakman walks out on stage. He is the official director of this film. They start shooting on Tuesday, so just in a couple of days, they're going to start filming. If any set leaks leak, I can make a video on it and let you guys know. But yeah, so Matt Shakman walks on stage. He's directing it. They start filming on Tuesday, and Kim and Kevin Feige describe this movie as like a retro future 60s sort of vibe. It's very interesting. You know, there's a lot to it, but yeah, man, like based off this image, we thought it would be set in the 60s, but obviously now we know that it is in the future. Kevin Feige also confirmed not too long ago that it does take place in an alternate universe. So it's not in the main 616 timeline. It takes place in another universe, but it's still going to have that retro 60s futuristic vibe to it, which I totally dig. I'm super into it. I love it. Yeah, we don't know who is going to be playing Herbie, or do we? I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, we don't know any of the cast other than Ralph Ineson as Galactus, Eben Moss Backrack as the Thing. We have, what's his face? I don't even know. Eddie Munson. You know what I'm talking about. He's playing Johnny Storm. Then we got Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, and Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. Some pre-shot material for this film was released. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so this is shown. I don't know how much of this I can actually show. Hopefully I can show some. I don't know. Hopefully this video doesn't get taken down. But anyway, let's get into it. So the opening, we see Reed Richards teaching a class to students. You know, it says Mr. Fantastic's Science. So he's a science teacher, I guess. You get that kind of retro futuristic vibe to the board that he's writing on. And, you know, just taking a look at him, he definitely looks like Mr. Fantastic. He's kind of got a stash going, and he's got the gray side streaks along his hair. So he definitely looks like Mr. Fantastic. And his voice, if you actually listen to the trailer, it sounds very nerdish and kind of funny. but I think it works for Mr. Fantastic. I'm excited to see Pedro's take on the character. But moving on, we get this shot of Ben Grimm. You can see him sitting on the right, and it's kind of just a silhouette, but it does look pretty good. You can kind of see like the ridges of where his eyebrows are. His fists look massive, and I like the proportions of him as the Thing compared to like a normal regular human. So I'm excited to see Ben Grimm and this different take on it. I want him to look orange. I'm so excited for, a cool look at Ben Grimm. I'm super excited. But moving through the trailer, we kind of just get like a montage of them suiting up and getting ready to go on a space mission into outer space, which, in this shot, you can kind of see that Johnny does have like blonde hair, which is good. I didn't know if they were going to do that or not because why can't I think of his name? Joseph Quinn, because Joseph Quinn recently shaved his head. So I didn't think that he would have blonde hair, but it looks like he will have blonde hair, which is good. I'm excited. But yeah, then they basically just suit up, get on the spaceship, and take off into space. It's a very interesting looking spaceship. I don't know, what it is or what, but it's a spaceship. It's flying into outer space. And then, we get the Fantastic Four title card where it is revealed that the movie has gotten a new title called Fantastic Four's First Steps. What the heck could that mean? I don't really know. It could mean a million different things. It could mean Fantastic Four stepping into the multiverse, stepping on the moon in outer space. It could be Galactus taking his first steps on Earth. We don't really know. But I'm sure once we see the film, it will make a lot more sense. And, it'll make sense, I'm sure. So we just have to wait and see. We got to be patient. But then we get like the money shot of the trailer. Galactus peering through a building. Just from this shot alone, I am ecstatic. I cannot wait to see Galactus in the MCU. It looks like they are finally going for a comic accurate representation of the character. He looks like robotic almost, and it's so freaking cool. He's got the earpieces looking kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about if you know Galactus. It just looks fantastic. I don't want to stay on this slide for very long because I don't know if I can even show it. But yeah, then we get the Fantastic Car. This was actually shown at Hall H. You can find it on the internet if you'd like. But yeah, I guess this is what the Fantastic Car is going to look like. You can kind of see the cityscape in the background. It is New York, apparently, in the future, kind of a retro 60s, like I said earlier. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting take. I'm super excited to see what they do, why it's like this. But the Fantastic Car looks pretty interesting. It definitely has that 60s retro futuristic vibe that they're going for. You can see the little Fantastic Four logo on the side of the car, which is pretty cool. How the heck you get in that thing? I don't even know. Maybe like the windows on the top open up and you hop in. I don't know, but it looks cool. I think it's kind of cool looking. I don't know how they flew the car around the stage. There's no wires holding it up or anything. Maybe it was a hologram or something. Who knows? Moving on. Yeah, the money shot, baby. Joe and Anthony Russo walk out on stage to discuss the next two Avengers films. It's also revealed just before this that the Fantastic Four will appear in both Avengers movies. So they walk out on stage. They kind of talk about how they thought that, they were done with Marvel. They didn't think they were going to be coming back, but, they got the call. They loved Secret Wars from the comics. So it looks like that they are officially back and they are doing the next two Avengers films, Avengers 5, and of course, Avengers Secret Wars. They do reveal a new logo at Secret Wars. Here it is. It looks fantastic. I love the bright colors, the kind of red and yellow orangish tinges to it. Look very much like the comics, and it looks fantastic. I like the vibe that they're going for. I'm super excited. But yeah, Avengers Secret Wars will be releasing in theaters on May of 2027. I believe it got pushed back a year. I believe at San Diego Comic-Con 2022, they said that it was coming out in 2026. That was like a mouthful. Good Lord. But yeah, it looks like they have pushed it back to 2027. I could be wrong on that. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it is confirmed for May 2027. Now, for the bomb of San Diego Comic-Con, it was revealed that Avengers: The Kang Dynasty will no longer be Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Obviously, the whole deal with Jonathan Majors as Kang, they had a big issue. So they have officially stepped away from Kang as the main villain, and they are now doing Dr. Frickin' Doom. Avengers 5 has officially been retitled to Avengers Doomsday, which I gotta say is a great title. I absolutely love it. But that ain't all, folks, because Dr. Doom, yep, yes, sir. We all know Dr. Doom. We love Dr. Doom. Avengers Doomsday will be releasing a year before Secret Wars, so July 25th, or not July, May of 2025, sorry. And it'll have a year gap between Doomsday and Secret Wars, very similar to Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. But then we find out who is playing the man himself, Dr. Doom, arguably the greatest villain in all of Marvel Comics. And the man is none other than Robert Downey Jr. When I saw this news, I freaking lost it. I was like, there is no way. I love it. I know a lot of people are complaining about it. They're saying it makes no sense, but like, I think that's the general audience, and those are the people who don't understand. You know, we're in the multiverse saga. There are different characters to different people. You know, like Johnny Storm was Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four movies. Then he came over as Captain America, played by the same person, Chris Evans. They're two different characters because they're from two different universes, and they could be doing the exact same thing with this film. They could have Robert Downey Jr. play Iron Man in the main MCU universe, but in another universe, Robert Downey Jr. is also playing Victor Von Doom. And the Russo brothers did say that he is playing Victor Von Doom. He's not Tony Stark. He's Victor Von Doom. Could it be another variant? Sure, maybe. Now, there is an iteration of the comics where Tony Stark, I believe he he learns magic and it kind of drives him mad and he ends up becoming Dr. Doom. So they could be adapting that into this movie. I don't know. Could he be like a version of Tony Stark named Victor Von Doom? Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. But I think Marvel has a clear view for what they want to do with the future of the MCU. And there is also a lot of movies that are still yet to come between Phase 5 and the end of Phase 6 with Doomsday and Secret Wars. So, maybe they introduce him in an even earlier movie. And that's how we kind of get that character growth, that character development, because I know a big worry that people had was that they wouldn't have enough time to flesh out the character and really make him a meaningful villain, just like Thanos. But, you never know. Like I said, there are movies that are yet to come before these movies that have not been revealed. So maybe they incorporate Doom in those movies some way, or maybe he gets incorporated into the Fantastic Four film. And like I said, the Fantastic Four will be appearing in the next two Avengers movies. So could Dr. Doom be introduced in Fantastic Four? It's a very likely possibility, but we don't know. They kind of just revealed this at the end as kind of a big thing to throw to the fans. And is it a Hail Mary, maybe. It could be, but I think it is a good call. I am excited to see Robert Downey Jr. back as Dr. Doom, and I just love how that he goes from the hero that everybody loves to the villain, the biggest bad of Marvel Comics. But yeah, man, that is basically all of the news. There's a little bit more, actually. Stephen McFeely will be writing Doomsday and Secret Wars. He co-wrote Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, so he has a little bit of experience with these big-scale Marvel projects and making sure that every character gets the appropriate amount of screen time. So I'm excited to see that. And, Marvel going back to their roots, they're going back to what works, which is a good thing. I don't know why people are complaining that they're going back to the old ways, because everyone loves the old ways. So why would they not go back? Why would they keep continuing to fail over and over and over again when they can simply go back to what worked? And hopefully the same results carry over. I guess we don't know until the film comes out, but hopefully, I guess we'll just have to be optimistic and open-minded and excited. But that is all the news that we got from San Diego Comic-Con. I tried my best to break everything down, so I hope you all enjoyed. And with all of that said, I will see you guys next time.